There is one important task that will allow your mind to stay clear, plus it will fuel positivity and increase mental health. And for these reasons alone, this one activity should be at the top of your self-compassion to-do list. If not every day, then at least once a week. What is it? The simple act of decluttering. Decluttering can instantly reduce your stress and stimulate your brain to promote high productivity. So on this episode of Coffee with Colleen, I'll share the 3 scientifically backed things that happen in your brain when you declutter, and then I'll share a few tips on how your brain will benefit from decluttering starting today. If this is your first time listening to Coffee with Colleen, welcome. My name is Colleen Hammond. I'm a former on-camera meteorologist for the Weather Channel, a network news anchor, and Miss Michigan, and now I'm an executive business consultant and an investor. Basically, I help business owners grow and scale their 6-figure businesses into 7- and 8-figure businesses, and that gives them the option to exit their company as a multimillionaire. It's a lot of fun. A small part of what I do is help my clients discover how to avoid burnout and overwhelm. And an ever-effective way to avoid burnout is decluttering. I know, it doesn't sound like fun, but it's worth it. Decluttering's more than just about cleaning and reorganizing your physical space. We're not talking like a Marie Kondo thing. It's just clearing out the extra junk, not just in front of you, but really all areas of your life. Anything that doesn't serve a meaningful purpose, and that includes activities. But today, the point I'm making about decluttering is spaces, just to promote clarity, so you can help make the right decisions to enhance your life. So first of all, I want to share the common characteristic of clutterers. And I'm talking about myself here. I'm a recovering clutterer. So people who have clutter around them often struggle with time management. They tend to have perfectionist tendencies. People who clutter are easily sidetracked and may have attention deficits. People who clutter tend to be people persons, or people, I guess, who spend a lot of time doing things with people and for other people. And the clutterers also have a habit of putting things off. It's a nice way of saying they procrastinate. So can you identify with any of those 5 types of people that often have clutter around them? You know, as simple as it seems, decluttering just allows you to take control of your environment and your time, and that gives you the opportunity to find the motivation to keep moving forward. Decluttering is an important self-compassion technique for these 3 reasons. First, decluttering decreases brain fog. It's been scientifically proven that a cluttered space can impact your thought process in big ways. So, for example, studies show that clutter, and that includes like stacks of paper or just an unorganized desktop, can increase anxiety. And even if you use like a short-term solution like covering it up or just moving it out of your eyesight, your brain knows it's still there. And so your brain will still be impacted by it. Cleaning up and organizing around you is just a simple and oftentimes just a quick way to clear mental fog, focus better, and make smarter decisions. I've linked to an article in the show notes that details a couple other tips for reducing brain fog. Second, decluttering decreases stress and anxiety. People who live or work in a cluttered environment report more issues with stress and anxiety than those who have a more organized environment around them. It just makes sense when you think about it. So let's say right now, you need a pair of scissors in the next 20 seconds. Do you know where your office scissors or your kitchen scissors are? How about a Band-Aid? A paperclip? A rubber band? If you can't put your hand on a much needed item within 20 seconds, what do you think that does to your stress level? In an upcoming episode, I'm going to be detailing how the cortisol your body releases in a reaction to these little chronic stressors that causes about 90% of all doctor's office visits and health problems. Cortisol. Now, cortisol is a good thing, and I'll be talking about that in upcoming episodes. I mean, we need that to get out of bed in the morning. But the chronic stressor levels 90% of all doctor's office visits and health problems. So look for that in upcoming episodes. So providing a place for everything and keeping everything in its place stops that rushing around or the stress when you can't find something. Just make sure that after you use something, it's still in your hand, immediately return it to its place so you'll know where it is next time. I've also shared a link in the show notes about the link between mental health and decluttering. Number 3, decluttering increases self-motivation. Keeping your environment decluttered requires you to invest a little bit of time to organize and make storage solutions and narrow down what items need to stay around and which items don't. So another tip is when you're scheduling an activity, include time in that schedule for setup, and that allows for organizing, and then time for putting things away afterwards. That's far healthier than schedules created without organizing and decluttering built into it. So here's a few quick tips on how to implement decluttering. And I've linked an article in the show notes for more extensive tips as well. So right now, wherever you are, look at that space and organize it. Just pick up 3 items, for example. Your workspace has a purpose, and the only things that need to be used in that space today should be there. So honestly, I'm looking at my workspace right now. I see a spoon that was left over from this morning's coffee. There's a pair of red earrings from yesterday and a TENS unit that I used for back pain yesterday as well. Why are they still on my desk, right? So I'm guilty as well. Next, you want to systemize your spaces. Just systematically go through each space in your home and make a place for the stuff that's used in that space. Do that first. And then if you feel like going shopping for bins to organize your stuff in, you'll know what size bins you need or which bins you need. Don't go out and go, I'm going to organize and go buy the bins that you saw on TikTok or something like that. Don't buy the bins first and then try to stuff things in them. That's backwards. Organize your spaces first, declutter, get rid of things. And then if you feel the need for bins, then you go get the bins. Also, you want to ask yourself as you're picking up all the items, do I really use this stuff? If you haven't used something for an entire year, chances are you're not going to use it, unless it's like a holiday thing. I'm not talking about that. But you may be able to sell an item, donate it, give it a new life. I've linked to some other videos that I've done, like how to get rid of sentimental things. And there's a decluttering video that's a little bit longer that details how you go through and you can get rid of 125 items in 5 days. Those are really helpful for you too. So if you desire a life with less anxiety, more clarity, and more motivation, it's just a positive strategy to add decluttering into your self-compassion plan. And please remember, no one thinks your home or workspace is supposed to be like home and Better Homes and Gardens spotless or anything, but your environment should make it easy for you so you can locate and use what you need without stress or anxiety or any trouble. So think about it. If you have a hobby that you do, like maybe you like to paint in your downtime, you're really not going to do it if it's too much work to find all the tiny little pieces that you need for that and pull it all together. So organize things together into a space. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Coffee with Colleen. If you'd like to help share these ideas about self-compassion and also help the podcast grow, please rate and review the podcast on Apple Podcasts, because believe it or not, that's what really works and that really helps. So just give us one sentence. Please give us 5 stars and cheer us on. It really does make me and the entire team feel a lot better about sitting here alone behind a microphone by myself, wondering if any of this is having an impact on anyone. But my last thought for today is this. Please remember, you are stronger than you think. The future holds amazing things for you. And today is going to be a great day.